Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had a blessed and wonderful day. I hope for those who celebrated yesterday that you had a blessed Christmas with your families. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, a little bit over a week, so let me start off by saying welcome to my latest subscribers. I welcome you to this channel. This channel is to glorify the righteousness of God while being real and transparent before you all. As always, thank you for the likes, the continuous shares, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comments and my personal emails. I thank you. I have been going through some various of things. First, my oldest daughter was diagnosed with COVID, so she's on self-quarantine right now. But the Lord told me that she was going to go through this. She's got to go through this, but she's going to be all right. So I take him for his word. As soon as she bought me my granddaughter, because you know I have a 9-month-old granddaughter, and as soon as she brought her to me, the first 4 days that I had her, I kept a headache the entire time. I was feeling sick and down and out, and I felt like, well, I know it was a spiritual attack from the enemy, because I had made a confession to the Lord of what I wanted to start doing, and it seems like the moment that I made this confession of a commitment that I wanted to start doing before the Lord, I got attacked. It's amazing to me how let me just say this, you guys. There are people, I believe, that may think, you know, during this time of me standing, that I haven't struggled or battled with certain things. And I want to say that's not true. I have, like everyone else, I have questioned, you know, like, Lord, is this what you want from me? Now, I know what I would desire from me, but is this what you want from me? And if this is what you want from me, then you're going to have to show me that this is what you want from me. And he has. I always say to you guys that when I came to the Lord, it was not on the basis of him restoring my marriage. It was for me to grow closer to him, for me to have a deep, intimate relationship with him. I'm getting emotional because it is so many people out here who is ready to stop, you know, standing and want to justify the fact that they don't want to stand due to what they see their spouse is doing. So for me, I just want to share the fact that it ain't always peaches and cream for me either. I don't have people that are close to me that I can really vent to, that I can express how I feel about certain things. I don't have people who are encouraging me to do what I know is right. It's me seeking after God on my own, and the Holy Spirit putting in my heart what is right. When I read his word, I know it's right. I am one that love to encourage people, and sometimes I feel depleted myself, but this is why I go into fasting and praying and crying out and praising and worshiping the Lord so that I can get refreshed myself. If I just based my relationship with the Lord around the fact of Him bringing back my husband and restoring my marriage, then I don't have no relationship with Him, period. Yes, we're going to go through, we're going to have hurt feelings, we're going to cry, we're going to, go through so many different changes. But this is the thing. If you're still in negative feelings from where you started, then something is missing. You haven't grasped the truth. And the truth is that during this time, God has been wanting to change you. We are such a people where we are so quick to point out what God need to do in someone else, meaning the spouses. But we want to minimize what He need to do in ourselves. To ever want to go back to the world, I will never do that. I thank God so much that He took that from me to ever to desire to be in the world, to ever live against Him ever again. I have my struggles and my battles sometimes where I'm distracted. And then I thank the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit will pull the reins and tell me to get back to where I need to be. Don't continue to keep being distracted. It's not easy, and I get it. But God never promised us that it will be. He said it was going to be possible, and I said this to you guys a long time ago. When I look at all the beautiful people previously in the Bible, from Abraham to Moses, to Joshua, to Noah, to even Jesus Himself, they were on assignment. The Lord told them to do something specifically, and it wasn't easy. And sometimes they felt isolated, and sometimes they didn't understand. I see why Jesus stayed in praying and fasting as much as He did. Because to carry the weight in your mind and in your heart that you're going to have to lay down your life. You're going to lay down your life with the very people you're trying to preach to about love that hate you. That's deep for me. That's deep to me, to the point where I feel like there's no excuses for us. We can't keep justifying our wrong attitudes and our wrong behaviors, because we have a great demonstrator that showed us, regardless of how people are, you don't have to be that way. You're choosing to be that way. You don't have to continue to stay in blame. You don't have to continue to stay bitter and angry and resentful. You don't have to do that. Jesus didn't do it. And if His Spirit really lives in us, then that Spirit is not going to allow you to continue to stay in ill feelings towards anyone, especially your spouse. Sometimes I feel alone. Sometimes I feel like, Lord, is it ever going to be? Sometimes I feel like, Lord, I don't have anybody who, is checking on me to say, well, thank you, brother. Today, this is the first time in a long time a brother or anyone just said, what can I do for you? Because usually I have people coming to see what I can do for them and speaking into them. The only reason why I'm the way that I am is because I sincerely love the Lord. I love Him so much, and I want my life to reflect that. So if I have to go through whatever I have to, then I'm going to do it, because honestly, there is no expiration on the vows in which we took with our husbands and wives. Our vows are recorded in the kingdom of heaven. So even if you call yourself turning your back, you're still going to answer to the Lord when you stand before him on judgment day. Going to get someone else is not going to bring you the happiness in which you feel is missing from your life. Because if you can't learn to be happy by yourself, then there's nothing anyone else is going to be able to do to bring happiness to your life. Right now is the time where you're supposed to really be growing in God. You're supposed to be experiencing happiness and love that you never even thought was possible. He is the one to fill that void in your heart. No one on this earth is going to be able to do that, not even the person in whom you're standing for. I always say stand for ourselves, because it's so important for us to stand for ourselves. It's so important for us to allow God to really show us our hearts. When he said the condition of our hearts have been wrong, I really believe that. Because we act like we have some entitlement just because we're not the ones that went out there and did the deed in the world, but yet we forget that we were sinners in the world with the people in whom we got married to. We were committing spiritual adultery against God. And now, since physical adultery is being committed against some of us, we want to act indignant, rude, justifying wrong behavior and attitude. How dare us? One thing with me is I'm not a surface type of person. I like to go deep and look at things in a deep type of way. And to me, none of us have any cause to have any ill feelings towards a spouse that's out there in the world that's turned out in the sin of adultery. We don't have the right to be in unforgiveness. We don't have the right to blame. Yes, we have the right to have hurt feelings and all this different type of stuff, but we don't have the right to stay in that place, especially if the Lord is operating really in our life. Because if he's operating really in your life, it's going to be evident by the things in which you say. You are no longer going to continue to be captivated by what they're doing or who they're doing it with. Sometimes I just sit back and be quiet and just listen to people, because I know where they really are. I don't say anything. And it's sad to me that, people who have been standing for a great long time is still stuck in a place that they can't even see that they stuck in. How can we spend time with God and really ask him to do a great work in us, and then we're not allowing him to? How can we ask him to change someone or change our situation when we ain't even trying to change ourselves? Again, I don't have people close to me, in family who watch me. The family that I'm close to, I don't talk to them about what's going on with me. Because if I feel that you're not encouraging what is right, then what is the point of me even speaking to you about what's going on with me? I don't need anybody to discredit what God has placed in my heart to do. And if anybody want to ever know what's going on with me personally, all they have to do is call me. Don't ever go by word of mouth of what somebody else have to say, because you just don't know. Them people don't even know. You could be so close to someone living in the same house and they know nothing about you. And that's just real. I lost a lot, but I gained so much more. I gained truth and knowledge and wisdom and unconditioned love. I got God's grace and mercy. That means more to me than anything else. I want to stand before the Lord and know that I did everything that I was supposed to do. I don't ever want him to say, why did you stop doing this? Because of your family? Because of your friends? Because you thought I wasn't going to do it? He's the same God that parted the Red Sea, that made the blind see, the deaf hear, to raise the dead. Why wouldn't he do what he says his word is going to do in my life and your very own? Somewhere we get lost in translation when it comes to our belief and when it comes to really trusting him. We declare it so boldly to people, but behind closed doors, we question him. How can we ever question what is right when it's right? How? I just wanted to come on here to say again, I know what people are going through. And just because I speak so boldly like I do, don't mean that I'm not relatable to where people are. But what I choose to do is not harboring what was done to me. That's the difference. I choose to look past that, to forgive it, to forgive people who have hurt me, because I have hurt people too. I choose to want to be obedient and honorable before God, not just verbally, but through my actions, showing him that yes, I want to walk in love and humility just like you did. I want to be selfless before you. That's what matters most to me, and this is why I'm able to be the way that I am, because I care about how God is looking at me. I don't know if this may help anyone. I hope that it is. I hope that it do. This is most definitely a raw vent, but I just had to come on here and just say, you know, God is most definitely with us. He is for us. He will never leave nor forsake us. We are doing the right thing, even though it may not feel good at times. How are we ever going to know what we can take if we're never pushed? How are we ever going to learn patience, to endure, to wait, to be still? How are we ever going to learn those things if he don't use this to show us, you know, to teach us and to raise us up? How are we going to ever know? I told you it's something bigger that is coming in this land, and I believe that he used these marriages to build up the spirit man in us so that we will be reliant more on the spirit man and the flesh man, and not the flesh man at all, because the flesh man can mislead us to do many different things, but the spirit man is going to be mindful and considerate, and is going to most definitely make healthy choices and decisions that coincide with the kingdom of heaven. Maybe I'm by myself on this, but I just wanted to put it out there, and I hope that you guys are blessed by this word, encouraged by this word. For those who have been standing like me, continue to keep standing. If you cannot stand for the person that you love, stand for who really loves you, and that's God. God bless you all. God keep you all. Until next time.